welcome back to Skyrim 10 AD. This is episode 34, I believe. And last we left off, our young mouse was taking a nap inside the Bannered Mare and leaving notice for Eris to come wake him at around about midnight to in hopes that the two of them could maybe get a private word with Inusera, who is currently being held in Dragon's Reach prisons. The rest of the party, Eris, Luke, Botty, and Jaquai are heading about town, having a look around and checking out what Whiterun has to offer without their guide. So, they had just approached the blacksmith, the war maidens near the front gate. So, gentlemen and lady, what would you like to do?
So Jaquai's going to walk up and talk to the blacksmith.
Sure. Afternoon or evening, should I say? She sort of looks at the sky. It's getting around about that time. How can I help you?
So I've never been to Whiterun before, and I'm not really familiar. But there seems to be a lot of commotion up in the upper districts, and so I'm looking for a quiet place to practice my arts, and wondered if I could use the space behind your building just to do some working out.
Arts? You mean painting?
No, martial arts.
Fighting?
Yes.
Unarmed fighting, you mean. Martial, right, yes. Kind of boring. You wouldn't prefer to have a short sword? We have some really nice short swords that I think you would find quite handy instead of your bare fists.
I appreciate the offer, and certainly something to consider. But at this point, my fists serve me quite well.
What about some gauntlets? They should. You would probably do well with a serious pair of leather gauntlets, maybe reinforced with steel backs, protect your fists when you are doing the fighting. Some serious armor would go a long way to protecting your weapons. Every weapon needs a good sheath.
Again, thank you, but I'm quite happy with the way that I am trained to do what I do.
Yeah, well, you can use the back area. It's our area is just the working area and the building itself, the house itself. The back grass area and nearest the wall is. You can use that as much as like it. It's not mine. So.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to be respectful of your space.
Well, thank you. And so you're not interested in the games, I take it, in the Siege Stone game on? I think it's just about started now.
No, I don't have any interest in that.
Yeah, me neither. It's competitive sports. It's not really my or our cup of tea. And you see the young girl, and she just like looks up. She shakes her head as she continues sharpening the what appears to be a steel short sword.
And hopefully, I'm not prying, but I did happen to hear when I was walking up that you guys were talking about what sounded like some traders. I don't know. Were you talking about the Khajiit caravan?
Oh, no, sorry. We're talking about her her friend. Apparently, she's moving back to moving back home, and her friend is coming up to meet her. He's bringing someone with her to help him move back to Riverwood. Do you know Riverwood? It's just a little town just on the outskirts near the Fall Creek border.
Uh, I think we did pass through that town. And
Well, my young apprentice here will be taking over the smithing duties at Fall Creek. If you're ever in need, pop down there and look her up. If you ever change your mind about that short sword, her work is almost as good as mine. But if you ever need some serious weaponry or some very heavily protective armor, come to War Maidens of Whiterun, the official blacksmith of the War Maiden of Whiterun. So you can assure it's the best armor in all of Skyrim.
thank you. I have no doubt.
So, may I ask, who is the War Maiden of Whiterun? I'm new. Forgive the foolish question.
Oh. She was once the house call of the Dragonborn thing, but I suppose if only two people stand on the throat of the world against Alduin, the World Eater, and those two walk away from it, I suppose you can't really call somebody just somebody's house call. She is a remarkable warrior, and she most of her weaponry, or all of her armor, was made here. Weaponry, she seems to have gone a different path, but all of her armor is made here and enchanted by the Dragonborn thing.
Does the Dragonborn keep his home here in Whiterun?
Well, yes, he has to own property, but I'm not sure where it is. Perhaps maybe one of the smaller farms, but I'm not too sure where he hangs his hat. But apparently, to be a thing, you have to own property in the hold. So,
Yeah. And so the War Maiden, does she keep a home here in the city?
as far as I know, she continues her duties as his protector. So wherever he is, that's where she would more likely be.
It sounds like quite a burden that she's sworn to carry.
And 35 ancient black dragons land under the. Yes, she. But she's not one to shy away from a challenge. But if you ever need, we do have access to enchanters as well. So we are on the inside of the shop. If you're maybe thinking of improving any of your weaponry or armor, I do have some rather choice pieces for sale. Some of them enchanted at the College of Winterhold. One particular piece has been enchanted by the Dragonborn Thane himself. So if you are interested in a very, very fine piece of work, well, come and see me.
It's likely beyond my means, but it's a pleasure to have spoken with you.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure speaking with you too. She nods her head at you two and Eris and you, Button. She looks at you, Butty, again, and she goes, "Are you sure that there's nothing I can get for you? Any a new weapon, perhaps? You seem to have quite the collection there. Is there anything you wish to add to your arsenal?"
Gosh, Body's blanking. Was there something Body needed by the time we got to a shop? Can't recall if there was something that I needed. Of course, any information on the Dragonborn, you say a farm nearby.
Possibly. I'm not too sure where he. As I said, he. To become Thane, you need to own property within a hold or the hold. But I'm not too sure where his property is. As just a guess, probably maybe a farm, but where that would be in the whole of Whiterun, I'm not too sure. But if you were interested in having a special piece made and then enchanted, I could have a word with the War Maiden and see if it would be very, very costly, but it would be of the utmost quality.
The costly part is the part that probably prevents us, but I'm
welcome to browse and take a look at the quality and maybe have something in mind for when you wanted to purchase something. Is there anything you're interested in?
Sure,
a sword or a piece of armor?
I feel like I already have a cruddy enchanted sword. I've got a junky bow. I think a whip.
Maybe an
that
improvement to
use.
your armor. Maybe a shield. Would you? I see your friend there likes a shield, and it gives you some extra protection. Is there anything that you would be interested in?
Armor actually sort of interests me a little bit. I know I'm just a lowly bard, but we do get into a scuffle every now and again. So far, hanging out with these guys,
and you will know that you have recently, with your training with the Wanderer. You get some training in medium armor and shields and martial weapons. So, if you did want to buy armor with better protection, you could buy some medium armor or even a shield. Is there anything you're interested in?
I have some leather armor now. Yeah, let's upgrade the armor, I guess.
Interested in something a little heavier, something with a little bit more protection than you have right now?
I still like to be as nimble as possible.
Okay, so definitely nothing heavy then. You're like, yes, you're quite a slight thing, so definitely want to keep you mobile. So let's have a look, see what we have. Do you want to step into the shop? Actually, no, just give me a second. I'll bring it out to you. It looks a lot better out in this light. Just give me 1 second. So, she runs inside and sort of like comes back out, and she comes in with a set of hide armor, which on certain parts of it still has the animal fur on it. Sort of like most of it has been well treated, but on sort of like the fringes on the edge, it still has some of the animal sort of like hairs and what appears that maybe come from a cow or some type of other animal with long shaggy hair, which seems reasonable. She goes, "This is okay." It's sort of like, it offers you a little better protection, and that's a total of 10 gold. Or what you could go for would be this scale mail that I do have, and it would make quite a bit of noise. It offers a lot of protection, but it does, add a lot of noise. So if you were trying to be a little bit nimble or a little bit, not as obvious, you probably wouldn't be wanting to go with this, because that would give you disadvantage on stealth rolls.
And while she's making the pitch on the scale mail, Luke bounces up and down a couple of times, just as a reminder of how loud metal armor can be.
And just a sidebar question: the hide, my leather currently has an armor rating of 14. What armor rating would the hide actually have?
We'll see. The leather armor has an armor class of 11, and then it's plus your dex modifier. So that's why you've got 14.
Okay.
The hide armor is 12, plus your dex modifier. She goes,
So
actually,
just put
I
the
do
15.
have a couple of other things, and one very nice piece if you were interested. And she runs inside, and she comes back out with what appears to be a chain shirt, but it's been in between all the chains. It's been interwoven with leather straps, so there's a piece of chain, and then there's a leather flap, and then another piece of chain, and then another leather flap. So the chain never runs up against each other, so you don't get any disadvantage to stealth. But this would be 50 gold pieces.
50. Oof.
But it would be an armor class of 13 plus your dex modifier, a max of 2, but that would bring you up to 15 armor class. And then I have this very special piece, and it seems to be like made of like a golden metal, and it seems to be covered 3/4 in leather. So, but it has all metal. It's like it's called a breastplate, and all the center of it going up the middle is like this gold metal, and then it goes up as it hits the very middle of the chest where the heart is. There's a gold strip to the left and to the right, so it's kind of like a T on it, and there's a little bit of top, so it kind of looks very similar to a cross, like a gold cross in the center, and then all the rest of it over the sides is still metal, but it's coated in a very dark brown leather, very well treated. And she goes, and this is an exceptional piece, one of our best. It took me quite a while to make. This would be 400 gold pieces. And that would be an armor class of 14, but no disadvantage in stealth checks.
At my price range plus the benefit received, I think actually the hide armor looks very nice. I'd like to bump up my just a little bit, and I like the idea of wearing fur.
Well, having a look at the hide armor, it is 12, but it's you have you add your Dex modifier, but it's a max of 2, so you'll still have an armor class of 14. If you wanted to
it's a max of
increase
2.
that, yeah.
50 gold for scale.
Yes. So, well, 50 gold for the scale, but also the chain shirt. So, if you went to the scale, it would be disadvantaged on stealth rolls.
And chain shirt was also 50?
It was also 50. 13 plus your Dex modifier, so that would bring your AC up to a total of 15.
Gosh. I'm looking for my... How much
But
gold?
goes,
How much
if
gold
you-
do I have to
with
use?
the chain shirt, if you also went with the shield, it would give you a lot of added protection. So with the chain shirt mixed with a shield would afford you a lot of protection against incoming attacks, not magical, but certainly projectiles, and definitely with melee. If you ever get up close and personal with beasts or bandits or anything like that, anything wielding a weapon or claws, such as your friend here, this would the combination of the chain shirt and a good shield would definitely give you a lot more protection. If you get a shield and equip a shield, I have a standard one here. Sort of like it's made of a lightweight kind of metal. It's not easy to work with, but it's quite nice, and that would be 10 gold pieces. So with the chain shirt and the shield, total of 60 gold pieces, and that would give you a total armor class of 17.
You'll have to pardon my ignorance of our party's economic situation. What sort of budget do I have to play with getting upgrades here?
You probably have about, judging from what you've had, probably 100 gold each with all the rewards you've got. I would say at a minimum.
Oh, so I can spend 60 gold. Yeah, then I'm fine with
You
getting.
definitely have it.
I'm fine with getting a shirt and a shield. That sounds good. Yeah, I'll upgrade that. And remind me, so that would be 17. You said then, with a shirt and
That would
shield.
bring your arm with a new chain shirt, and the shirt would be 50, and the shield would be, well, if it's just the normal shield you were looking for, would be an extra 10. So yes, that'll be a total of 60 gold, and it would offer you quite a lot of protection.
Well,
But I do
Yes.
have something maybe you might be interested in. Now, it wasn't made by or enchanted by the Archmage of Winterhold, but it was enchanted in Winterhold by one of their mages, and it offers you even more protection. And give me 1 second while I grab the information on that. Make sure I've got the right one.
Good call on the chain shirt body. I really enjoy mine, and I kind of model it a little bit.
Yeah, so he's
Pretty
gonna.
well.
this is, guys, I apologize for being hesitant and asking questions, but really, I've only ever bought used. This is my first new big investment of new. You know what I mean? I've always bought used in the past, so you got to ask questions.
Got to do some research. Yeah.
You got to know what you're
It will
getting.
serve you well, given your decision to focus on the martial arts.
Let's get some stabby.
Well, I do
Yeah.
have this this other shield, and she brings out this other shield that it seems to have a similar sheen or sort of like a coating as your sword does, the ancient Nord sword. Because this offers a lot more protection than when you're faced against multiple enemies. This is probably the best thing to go with. So this adds a further +1, so an extra um, um, an extra point in your armor class. So it would be the shield would be +2, but because it's magically enchanted, it would be a +3 to your armor class. But something like this, you're also looking around about 400 or 500 gold pieces.
Oh wow, that is an amazing magic shield. But as of yet, we are early in my adventures. I'm still not able to make that sort of investment. But that does give me something to aspire to. That is a wonderful piece of work.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to show you that all these things are available, and if you ever change your mind, or if there's anything in particular that you're looking to get done, I do know of the there is a shield that's being sold in I've forgotten the name of the place now. It's the blacksmith in Solitude, and there's one of there. It's very finely made, and it offers resistance against fire. So anytime somebody throws fire at you, it'll be able to reduce the damage quite considerably. So anything like that you ever consider, or sort of like what to look into, come back and see me, and I can see about putting an order in with the Khajiit, and they can send word onto the college, and I can see about getting it made and enchanted up for you.
Absolutely.
So, 60 gold pieces, please.
Absolutely. Here's 60. And that is a nice chain shirt.
So, if you want to, you can sort of like have it look how you would like Botty to look in it, or you can have me describe it shield wise. The shield is really nice, but the chain shirt it's really nice looking at it with the way it's made, with the interlocking where you have the chain piece and then the leather flap stitched into it, so it's not rubbing up against each other and not causing too much noise.
I would love to hear your description of the shield and further.
Okay, so I'll come up with a design and get back to you on the next session.
Body almost asked if there was any way to emblazon a dragonborn symbol or something. Or maybe find a new undershirt with a lapel embroidery or something.
Oh, I definitely would suggest wearing an undershirt with this, some clothing underneath, to prevent rubbing and such.
Chafing, unwanted chafing. Are there any good tailors in the city I should visit for a nice shirt? We've been adventuring a while now, and I might need an upgrade in clothing as well.
Clothing wise, you probably want to speak to you sold at the general store. There's isn't really it's not like there is a very high class clothing store, but you'd have to go to Solitude for that. In here, it's just a general store with just general tunics and
up in the cloud,
belts.
up in the Cloud District.
Oh no, up
Okay.
there. That's just Dragon's Reach. It
Right,
would be the general store with Isolde.
Lord knows we're not allowed up there.
Oh, I'm sure some finely attired lady as yourself would be very welcome in the court of the Jarl. My father is still the steward there, and he deals mostly with the Jarl, but He is always willing to help anybody who comes with him, looking to offer their help. It seems you're sort of like a likely lot, and interested in, if you're interested in helping out the Whiterun Hold, he would probably be the person to speak to.
I know our party. We're always incredibly helpful and wanting to help. At this point, though,
And modest too.
I need. I would turn to I would turn to my friend and say, Jaquai, have we been neglecting your? I mean, he has gone off to study already, so we need to. I would check in with him to see what our further adventures would be. What he would say we need to do.
Yeah. So while you were shopping, Jaquai had headed around the back of the area, and you're not too sure what he's been up to. But as you
Sharpening
come
his
around the
claws.
corner to the back of the shop,
Yep.
you can see that he's panting a little heavier, and he seems to be in the middle of doing his forms.
So we have to wait around until the Khajiit caravan gets back. So if you guys want to take on some side work, I'm good with that.
Oh, absolutely.
As long as we don't have to stray away from the city too far.
Yeah, that is wise. Keep within earshot of the city. Yeah.
Game time check.
Oh.
What time is it in game?
In game, it hasn't been that long actually. They just left the inn, came down, had a small chat with, bought some armor, getting it out, getting it on. I mean, I don't know whether you've put it on, so it's probably been about an hour. So you're probably looking around about 6 or 7 o'clock. If you guys wanted to fast forward to the evening, to nighttime, you can. If you wanted to head to a place and sort of like just chat and discuss things amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I have nothing else I need to do.
Yeah, we need to figure out where we're going to sleep because the city's pretty full up with all this
the sporting
sports
event.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys head back to the Bannerman. You will remember that Mouse managed to get himself a room. Whether it's just as easy getting another room, or you might have to double bunk, you're not too sure. But for now, you probably head back to the Bannered Mare after a couple of hours of having a walk around the town. Is there anything you guys wanted to look at specifically before heading back? Or are you just going to head back to...
Well, did somebody say that the shop across the street had rooms?
Nobody has said that, no.
Wishful thinking.
So, what are you guys doing?
So I'm looking up at the sky and seeing the time. Shall we get a meal?
Okay, let's go back to the inn and see what we can dig up there.
Yep, that's fine. I'll
Maybe everybody's still busy with the sports thing, and we can have a little peace and quiet.
So you head all back up to the other end of excuse me, of the town. Approaching as you approaching the inn, the Bannered Mare, you do hear a rather loud voices coming down from the upper district, from the residential district, where the large tree is, where I don't think most of you have ventured up yet, apart from Luke. But you see 5 or 6 very burly gentlemen and women, mostly dressed in sort of like, what appears to be sort of like half armor, half sort of like uniform, mostly clothes, very light fitting, sort of like similar to Botty's new chain shirt. So it's a very sort of like, light, easy to wear armor, mostly sort of like, the most standout color is blue. There's 3 of them are male and 3 of them are female. Seems to be heading down the steps towards the bannered mare, and all of them look pretty quiet and pretty despondent. Sort of like arguing amongst each other, heading towards the same direction as you head off on into the bannered mare.
I look at Eris and Mouse and say, "Do you know those guys?"
Mouse is still upstairs in bed.
Oh, that's right. Eris is the Eris. Do you know these guys?
Are those just some of the Windhelm guards, or?
Yeah, from what you can tell, it looks like this could be the Windhelm team, the guard team for the competition that was just happening up at Jorvask.
And it kind of looks like maybe they lost.
So you head all inside, and Holder's going, "Oh, welcome everybody. It's evening meal, or would you like beds or rooms or anything like that? How can I help?"
I would like a steak and a baked potato to share with my pup here.
Sure. Did you want? How did you want that? Rare, medium, well done?
We like it rare.
I figured. She gets to cooking that up for you. So you're all sitting down having an evening's meal. As the guys walk in, she goes, one of the females, Windhelm guards, just walks up to Holder and she goes, "Could we have lots of meat, lots of meat, and can you just bring it upstairs to up there? And we don't want to be disturbed." And she doesn't say please or thank you or anything like that. And she goes, "Oh well, that would be, yeah, we'll pay when we leave." And then she just follows the rest of the guards and head upstairs, waiting on their food.
At this point, Mouse hears in his sleep, he hears the entry of the heavy boots, stirs a bit, and quietly gets up and slips out of his room and looks for his companions.
You come down and you hear the voice of Eris as he's going, "Yeah, that's a good boy, Flair. No, the rest of that's mine. Fuck off."
So Mouse just slips over behind Luke and just leans over and says, "You're welcome to use my room if you'd like tonight. As many of you as can fit."
I have a place at the temple, so I'll adjourn there after we finish our meal.
Fine. Buddy, you and Jaquai can share my room if you like.
That sounds great.
Okay.
That'll work. I need to get salmon first.
I'll get my jammies. Sleep over.
I'm just gonna go over and talk to the bard for a minute.
Can I come with you? I always love talking to bards.
I just I know Mikhail, and
do you need a minute? Do you need a minute?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
if you don't.
All right, that's fine. I'll hit him up later.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Mikhail's there, and he's it's in the evening now. It's the time is when he's doing most of his work. He did try to drum up some business from the passing guards, but yeah, he got shoulder checked 5 out of the 6 times they walked past him. So he's kind of like a spinning top at the moment. It's sort of like as they walked past him. So, but yeah, he's there with his loot and sort of like starting to get the feel for something.
All right, I'm walking over to the bar. Hulda, could you just give me a mug of ale? I'd like to buy Mikhail a little drink.
Sure.
All right, Mikhail, can I offer you an ale?
Oh well. Thank you very much.
Let's go sit over at this table over here. Let's like to chat for a minute.
Sure. You're not interested in a song or a ditty?
Well, perhaps later. I love Ragnar the Red, so maybe you could give us a good rendition of that later.
Hey.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I've heard your reputation with the ladies, so I just wanted to let you know that our elf companion there is very interested in the Dragonborn. So perhaps you could talk to her about that sometime.
I actually had quite the eye on the offer. I was just wondering if any of the competition was actual competition.
Oh no,
Yourself?
No, you're please be my guest. Your charm is well. I assure you that your charm will not go unnoticed. But I'd just like to ask you, if this Dragonborn, what have you heard about him?
Well, quite a bit actually. He's now a part of the college now. I don't think he gets he doesn't perform. I don't believe, or at least I've never heard of it or seen it. But he's on a remember, and he's done quite a lot. But
do you know where he is?
No, sorry. I mean, I didn't. I spoke to him a couple of times. Maybe we had a little set to a little misunderstanding. But I one or two words, but mostly I talked to Lydia. Well, she kind of talked at me. But it was all a quite misunderstanding, and
Lydia, you mean the shield maiden of Whiterun? That's who you're talking about.
The war maiden of Whiterun. Yes,
Right.
she she made her and his feelings quite apparent on one of my pursuers. So speaking of one of what's the young lady's name?
Oh, her name is Botti.
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 Oh, you mean the Botti from Falkreath? That Botti. You are Mouse, right? I heard you speak Mouse. Yes, and that must be Luke and Jaquai. Oh, if you had to know it, I would have bought you a drink. It was amazing to hear the stories of what you guys done in Falkreath. I was actually, he said you might be along. That's amazing.
He?
Yeah, Talsgar.
Ah, you've seen him. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's been through here about 3 or 4 days ago. I popped in and sort of like, shared a drink and shared a tale of spending time a day or two ago with you guys, with Botti and sort of like Delacourt down there in Falkreath. And yeah, he was telling me about was it the dragon? Was it a Draugr attacking during the middle of the night in the middle of the town? And apparently stopping a disease from destroying half of Falkreath or something.
That was quite the time, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Yeah. Roll an intelligence check, Mount.
Yeah, 10.
10. Something seems odd about the timing of when he just said that Talsgar showed up here about 3 or 4 days ago, and you pretty much went straight from Falkreath to here, and it's taking you like better part of a week. But he says Talsgar, who you met back at Falkreath, he said he spoke to here 3 or 4 days ago.
So, Talsgar, what do he look like?
Talsgar from the college. You know of him? He said he met you.
Yes, we met him, but just curious. What did he look like?
Oh, what? Old guy, 70s, sort of like a purple tunic, carries that stupid looking sack that he seems to have half a Skyrim in. Likes showing it off, telling everybody about it. But what are you going to do when you find somebody who's traveled as much as he has? Or wandered as much as he has.
Yeah, I wonder how he got here so fast. Did he tell you how he came to Whiterun?
No, he didn't. He did say he was. It was quite odd. He said when I met with him, he said he met with you a couple of days ago in Falkreath. That is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not too sure on that. He does get around. Seems to pop up all over the maps. And he said he was heading back to Solitude. He was just stopping in for a bite to eat, and he was making his way there.
Well, Mouse. Yes. Well. Thanks, Talsgar. And don't forget to
Mikhail. But
I mean, Mikhail. Pardon me. I've had too many ales.
That usually happens to Imperials. I've seen it quite a lot.
We're a lightweight lot. Yeah. I despite my aunt's attempts at getting me to hold my liquor.
I could tell you a few stories about aunts.
Well, perhaps someday I'll come. Oh, I was just curious. This is just just a side thing, but I had heard that the Dark Brotherhood had been destroyed quite a while ago. Do you ever hear news of them at all?
No. I heard that thing with what was his name? Aldous. Yeah, sorry, it's kind of like a summer thing. There's a few songs about it, but they didn't interest me. It's not, and a few tales. It's not something that I want to sort of like sing in a pub. You bring the place down to scare small children with it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Do you know any bards who do?
Well, Talsgar will probably be the one to know. He seems to pretty much know all the tales, but all of them get all sent through to the college. Even that one about you guys. I think he's bring that up to college, and maybe one or two. I think they're putting on a show in a month or two. I think at the
college.
Yeah, it's it's a full-on show about was it whatchamacallit, the Thalmor trap, what happened up at the college, the damn mages up there nearly blowing up half of Skyrim. Luckily we had the Dragonborn Thane and the War Maiden there. If it weren't for them, we'd all be, well, we black and gold and having elves telling us what to do. I suspect.
I'm sure. Does Mel sense any inconsistencies in Mikhail's description of Talskar?
Roll an insight check.
Insight. Let's see. 22.
22. No, not at all. He doesn't seem to be evading, and he doesn't seem to be. You're good at reading people.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely doesn't seem like he's trying to hide something or come up with something on the spot. He's definitely genuinely trying to remember things, and he genuinely seemed puzzled when he was trying to think back of how was it Talskar would have gotten there so quickly. And you're now looking at him, he's just put it out of his mind. It's like, oh, maybe he got the dates wrong or something like that, or he was just like, saying, oh, a couple of days ago, but meant a week ago.
Okay. Well, Mouse claps him on the shoulder and says, "Thanks, great talking to you, Mikhail, and don't forget to say hi to Buddy."
Oh, definitely.
Raise
Maybe
an eyebrow at him.
Most definitely. And he sort of gets his lute and starts strumming on it and getting his lips all puckered up.
So I'm going to wander back over to the group, sit down next to Eris. How you doing, Eris?
It's going all right. Just waiting on midnight.
Yeah, I think. I'm sorry. Game time check again now.
Probably looking right about 7 p.m. I would say.
Yeah. Let's just sit here for another hour or two. I'm kind of hungry again. Maybe I'll grab some bread and cheese. Can I get you something?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Buddy, you should talk to Mikhail.
He's licking his lips in a really weird way.
Oh, don't mind him. He's always like that.
Look over and
About him, she'll tell you all kinds of stories.
as you look over, Mikhail has pulled out what seems to be a couple of pieces of paper, and he's like reading through them and sort of moving his lips as he's reading the pieces of paper.
All right, I think I might have to bite and go see what he's reading.
Hold it. Can we have a plowman's plate for the table, please?
Yeah, sure. Can you give me a few minutes? I'm still dealing with upstairs.
Yeah, they will.
It seems like all their manners seem to have been stolen as well up in Winterhold. Give me a few minutes, and once I get them sorted, I'll sort you guys out a plate and some drinks. So she gets to work, but as you're walking towards Mikhail, he sees you coming, and he sort of puts the piece of paper away to the side, and he goes, "Ah, fair body, your reputation precedes you. Welcome. I heard you're quite an inspirational bard, if you don't mind me saying so."
And what have you heard of my reputation that precedes me, sir?
Well, not only your beauty, but your skill with a blade and the deftness of your tongue. In a persuasive manner, of course, nothing coarse. But I was wondering if you would mind if I entertained you with a bit of a song. Would you be interested in? I've recently heard of a song that I think you might like. Might put you in a very good mood.
My ears are always open to a good new song.
Oh, great. He starts strumming on it, and he goes, "Be careful. and he goes, "My skills with a lute seems to put the fear of the gods in men, but not to worry, young Botty. It appears in ladies it only causes a severe weakening of the knee."
Oh,
But he
flutter,
begins
be
to-
still, my beating heart.
and he starts strumming, and then he just starts singing a Delacourt song. Our tale begins with Botty the Brave, making friends with spiders in a very dark cave. So young and pretty, she easily makes friends with a kitty, and he gives you a wink when he says pretty. But watch your right, this feline can fight, ready to claw and bite, while Mouse stays out of sight. But all is alright, as the bowstring's no longer tight. And so on to Luke and Nord. Ha! That's surely no fluke. If you get in his way, he'll thunderously rebuke. As a servant of Kine, she grants him bolts that do shine. A true hero, noble and fair, just like his glorious hair. To Falkreath they came, and much to their shame, they weren't all treated the same. But when it came to a fight, they lent them their might, and fought all through the night. Now along with a reward, they get free room and board, because now we're all sold. And if I may be so bold, any chance of a kiss? And he leans in. Really close to you, buddy.
The fumes off his breath leave Body in tears, but she goes in for a quick sweep of a kiss on the cheek for a song extremely well researched and well performed. She is impressed by the song, but not the man.
Oh my! And he goes, "It's quite. It's been quite some years since I've entertained an elf of your origin. I believe was it the forests of what are they called? Was it the Green Pact Forests or the Ellen Way? No, what are they called?
The wood?
Well, anyway, that's it. The wood. So, do you have a song yourself you would like to regale us here with? Maybe improve the spirits of our friends on the top floor there?
Now, missing a beat, Ragnar the Red comes streaming out of Body, dancing a merry jig, not even knowing where she is. Head back, losing herself in the music.
And
Mouse chokes a little bit on a piece of bread and looks around.
10 minutes, not even 10 minutes. Mikhail doesn't think that the look in his eyes or the look in his face, he doesn't think that the guys upstairs and gals upstairs are going to enjoy that particular song, but they don't seem too impressed as you sort of like turn to look upstairs and sort of project your voice throughout the way. But roll a performance check.
Oh, goodness. Let's see, performance is charisma with a +3 here. Okay. Roll 1 + 3. Here we go. Oh, no. 5. Oh, no. Oh. She fell and broke.
Oh, no, you should... That should be a 7 because you get proficiency bonus with that as well, I think.
Okay, well, so slightly better. I didn't break too many strings.
Yeah, it's still not great. It's a wonder you didn't kill Mouse with that rendition. He sort of like starts turning purple as he can't get that cheese. As the higher you go, the lower the piece of cheese goes, and he can't get it out.
And at this point, Body knows she might have on purpose, in order to get under his skin, done a horrible job performing just to get a little bit under Mouse's skin for this performance.
An intentionally bad performance just to make it even worse. So, as you're performing, you see Mikhail sort of like, stick his little finger in his ear once or twice and tug on the lobe. He's smiling at you, but yes, that was. Is that the first time you performed that?
I don't perform for any man who snaps his fingers. You have to earn my performance.
Sorry, I'm not too sure what I could do to curry favor, but how about a drink? What are you drinking? How about some honey brew? Have you had honey brew yet? It's quite a delectable taste. It's much better than some of that swill they get on the other side.
I'll drink with the Dragonborn drinks. Thank you very much.
I'm not too sure. You probably ask Hulda. She would know. He sort of like strolls over and goes, "Hulda, do you know what the Dragonborn's favorite drink was?" She goes, "He didn't really seem to have a favorite. Sometimes it was mead. Sometimes it was ale."
Mouse mutters, probably dragon piss under his breath.
All the guys at the table probably heard of that. Was it Botty? Roll a perception check. See if you heard that.
Oh, Lord. Let's see. Perception is wisdom +2 and proficiency of 2, so +4.
Ouch.
17.
Yeah, you definitely heard that.
I heard that.
What? Heard what? I didn't say anything.
If the Dragonborn drank the dragon piss, which I doubt he did, I just might be tempted.
Mouse says, well, then, by all means, drink the honey brew.
Ooh. Hulda sort of like gives you a really horrible look, Mouse. She was like, "Excuse me?" But she turns around to Vicky and she goes, "Well, if we ever begin to serve that, I'll let you know, young party. But it's actually nice to meet you. I actually did hear about you from Talsgar. He said he had a wonderful evening with you and your friends down there in Falkreath. It was nice to hear your song, and it's nice to meet people that seem to want to help out instead of just coming in, getting drunk, and stinking up the place." She starts getting louder as she's talking upstairs. So you're probably looking now having a few meads and stuff, like a drink and sort of like, Butty incessantly flirting with Mikhail. It's getting closer to 12 o'clock.
Yeah, Eris, let's just slip out.
All right, I'm following you.
Okie doke. So, are you guys saying anything to the rest of your party, or are you just gonna generally trying to slip out
No,
of everybody else?
Mouse is just, as he stands up, just leans over to Luke and says, "We'll be back in a bit."
Just hang on a second. I'm checking something. So yeah, okay. At that, Luke raises an eyebrow and just looks at Mouse and says, "Be careful."
Mouse just smiles.
So you guys, which exit do you come out of?
We'll go out the front door.
Good. So you and Eris goes out and walk out. Are you attempting to be stealthy at this particular moment in time, or are you just walking out the front door?
Nope. We're just gonna walk
Okay.
quietly out the front door and down the stairs.
So as you come out the front door, roll a perception check.
Let's see.
Look, both of you actually.
9 for me.
10.
Well, as you come out, you do see, because it's right in front of you, and half of his armor is yellow. You do see a Whiterun guard standing in the usual spot in between the apothecary and the thing, and the general goods store. And general, same general uniform, sword at his side, and a wooden shield with the ram's head, and he's just standing there, closed helmet. Sort of like sees you coming out, and sort of like you can tell that he's looking at you and seeing as you're coming out, and you're not too unsteady on your feet. He doesn't seem to be particularly bothered as you come out the front of the inn.
Mouse says, answer with elbows. Eris, did you watch Mikhail looking at body? That was pretty funny. Have you ever showed you the Gilder Green? Come on, let's go.
I would like to see that. Yeah.
So they'll walk up the stairs towards the Gilder Green.
Okay. So you slowly head up, and sort of like, you're getting a little nervous now. It's sort of like, this he's around there. You got what you're thinking of doing on a checkout. Sort of like, you're not 100% sure of your surroundings, so you head straight up towards the Gilder Green, and as you look up, there's there seems to be a guard that's standing on the complete opposite side of the Gilder Green, and he's just at the bottom of the steps that lead up to Dragon's Reach, and he seems to be walking up to where the steps starts, where you have the water on either side, on the left and the right, sort of like, it's cascading down from Dragon's Reach and falling into the pool, and the steps go up through the center of it, and he's just stops in front of the steps, turns around, walks back towards the Gilder Green, walks around the Gilder Green as you're walking up to it, and seems to walk up and head towards in the direction of your Vasca.
Eris, do you mind if we go? I'd like to pay respects to my aunt at the Hall of the Dead. Would you mind coming with me and just walk over?
Of course. Sure.
That'd be great. Thank you so much. And so we walk over towards the Hall of the Dead, and then as we get around behind the Temple of Kinnereth, between there and the Hall of the Dead, Mouse kind of just slips off to the right into the shadows, and he knows of a little spot just to the right of the Hall of the Dead where you can get into some tunnels underneath Dragon's Reach, using his city's secrets.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
Now strikes again.
We got a 23.
Oh, good, because Mouse just rolled a 1.
And do you want me to roll for Flair as well? Because he is with us.
If Flair is with you, then yeah, you'd have to roll for him as well.
8.
So, taking that under advisement. So, as far as I'm aware, city, excuse me, city secrets. Sorry, allow you to move freely along the city, but as far as secret passages,
It says you can find passages that others would miss. That's the description of the.
sick here. I'm looking at the wrong place. I was looking at Rogue. It's not Rogue, is it? It's Urchin. Urchin. So your secrets, secrets, patterns and flow to cities and can find passages through the urban sprawl that others would miss. When you're not in combat, you and companions you lead can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. And I would say that would be more in the spirit of it, would be trying to sort of like find your way from one point of the city to another, but trying to
I interpreted it.
to try and break into Dragon's Reach. I wouldn't say that's exactly what it's trying to say. It's not saying that you find secret patterns and the flow to cities, so some places have heavier traffic than others, sort of like what what places have lots of merchants and things like that blocking the way, and sort of like you have a travel cart, and then and you can find passages through the urban sprawl that others would miss. When you are not in combat, you and companions can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as cars. But this is a guarded keep, and so I would say that you going out the back of the Hall of the Dead, you could probably find leading up to the wall, and you have you could probably make your way along the wall to approach Dragon's Reach from the outside, but finding the way to be able to break into the prison itself probably would not work with that.
Okay.
Denied.
All right. Well, first of all, can we find our way around the backside of Dragon's Reach and come around to the side where the prison entrance is?
So as you're moving forward, are you going to try and attempt to approach Dragon's Reach from this left side? You've come up to the back of the Hall of the Dead,
right?
And you're trying to find, but you can't really find a secret passage. But you notice that you can probably, approach and probably climb up the side of the wall, get close into the wall, and trot along there to try and avoid the guard patrols. To try and head up that way, or you could go back to, and you would know this as well. So you know where things are in the city. That there's a doorway that leads into the guards' barracks in behind the Bannered Mare, but you would have to go through the guard barracks, and that would eventually lead into Dragon's Reach. dungeon, but it is through the center of the guards' barracks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, trying to get up that way. But-
Or you could head towards your Vasker and see if you could try and climb your way up and over, and then towards because you know where, because of your city secrets, you know pretty much where everything is in the city, but secret passages you would probably have to find as you're going through. You wouldn't automatically know where they are. You've never been in this prison, you've never broken out of it or attempted to break into it, so you wouldn't necessarily know where those are.
Perhaps I misjudged my abilities then. Well, we need to try to get in there. So, is there not a way around the backside under the balcony, around the side of to come around Dragon's Reach, all the way around the backside of it and end up by the entrance to the barracks?
That's like all walled off, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's probably about if you're going, that would be outside the city, and then you would be going up the wall, which was probably about 30 foot high.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to try quietly walking over and going up behind your Vasker then.
And if this isn't going to work, then I can just try the more diplomatic approach in the morning and just try to go right in through the front.
Well, I'm willing to accompany you. I don't want to cause a scene. If we can't get in there quietly, perhaps we can just get over behind your Vasker and do you think your dog could provide a distraction for the guard outside so that we can slip in and then see, if things start to go badly, we'll just say we had a couple too many and went in the wrong door.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to maybe find a sleeping guard since they've had a big day today.
Well, let's go look.
Competitions.
Let's go look. The one at the bottom of the steps there, I think we need to try to avoid. So perhaps we can go back, and we can look at the. Let's look at the Gilder Green and wait till he turns his back, and then we'll slip up the stairs towards your Vasker and go around that way.
Okay.
So you head off towards coming down the steps, and as you're sort of heading towards the Gilder Green, you do see that guard walking back, and as you're heading back, because of your natural one, I'm afraid, the guard does look and see as you walking back and looking at where you're walking from. He does approach the three of you. Says, "Oh, hey, what are you guys doing over by the Hall of Dead at this late at night?"
Well, my aunt died in a bandit raid, and I was going to honor her at the Hall of the Dead. That's all. My friend was accompanying me.
Make a deception check.
I have 14.
14. And he sort of looks to you, Aris. He looks back at the graveyard. He goes, "It's not something going on with you guys, is there? There's not something happening at the hall that I should be worried about, or that we should know about?"
We were just having some meads and got to talking about family and decided to come pay our respects.
Wow. It's a bit strange doing it at this hour of the night. Be on your way. Head back to go and get some sleep like the rest of the city. Instead of being out here in the middle of the night. Who knows what you're up to?
Well, Eris, my apologies as we walk away. I think we've probably tipped him off, and you might have to take your diplomatic approach tomorrow.
Yeah.
No worries. So you guys, do you guys head back to the Bannard Mail, or are you trying to attempt to sneak in again?
He's got his vision on us. I'm not sure that we could get up behind your Vasker.
Yeah, I think we probably screwed the pooch on that. Pardon me, Eris. No.
Flair lets out a soft whine.
Excuse me. So you guys head back to the Bannard Mayor and sort of like, if you guys don't mind hanging around just a little while longer, you head back and sort of like get all rooms for yourselves, apart from Luke, who heads back that evening to it, and you wake up the next morning, sort of like, thinking maybe we should have we could have done this a little bit better, but you decide that the best course of action is probably to go in and probably use the name of the Dawn Guard to try and sort of like, get in and at least talk to Anuzura and find out exactly what's going on. So you guys make is it just same two again? They were heading towards Dragon's Reach, or is the rest of the party following? Or?
Well, really, there's no sense in getting any of you guys in trouble. I can go myself.
I'll accompany you. I think by now the guards have changed, so our night guard probably is sleeping.
So,
so I'd be willing to, accompany you up there and do whatever I can to help.
All right.
Okay. What about Botti and Jaquai? You two are also in the Banner Murder. You're gonna join up with Eris and Mouse.
I'm at your disposal, Jaquai. What's your call?
Well, I don't have any business with at the jail, so I think we could just probably take a look around the city a little bit.
Let me.
It seemed to me when I was when we were walking in last night that I noticed that there's a big tree up in the next level up that looked like it might be fun to climb.
I thought he was going to say make firewood.
Excuse me.
That sounds
Okay,
good.
so-
Let's go check out the tree, and then maybe later we can get you a saucer of milk or something.
I just want more of that salmon.
So, Mouse and Eris, you head off up towards Dragon Reach, and again you see he's still in they're still in the same armor, so you're not 100% sure whether this is the same guard or not. He's dressed exactly the same as the one that you saw last night, and he's sort of like patrolling the same sort of area. But as you approach this, the stairs, you come up to the side of the tree. You do see as he takes the same sort of route and sort of like heads off towards your Vasker, and it seemingly the stairs are unguarded, and you head up, but there are two guards right at the very top of the stairs before the entrance to Dragon's Reach. So as you're coming up there, the gate guards look at you and goes, how can we help you?
I'm here to hopefully speak with one of your prisoners. Just a quick visit, if I may. Dawn Guard business.
And which prisoner did you want to speak to?
Female Khajiit recently brought in just yesterday.
Yeah, I know the one. Yeah, just wait here for a minute, and he sort of like turns around and he heads back to um to the jail that where where. Well, actually, we probably both know where it is. It's to the side of Dragon's Reach. He heads inside. Probably there for about a moment or two. When he comes back up, followed by another guard, and the guard following him is again dressed all in the same white rug guard armor, but you notice in his right hand that he has a large shield made of bone. Starts walking up behind him, and he walks up and he goes, "Yeah, how can I help you guys? You want to see the what with the internet? I recall you guys had some words. Is she with the Dawn God?"
I can't really divulge that information. It is Dawn Guard business, but I am sent here to speak with her.
All right. Well, they it's I'm not getting much joy on the information out of the companions about what she stole, so they're just claiming her as a thief. But I can't press any full charges against her without knowing exactly what she took, and it's, to be truthful, it's given me a pain in the ass. So she's been held for destruction of the property, the tiles on the roofs, and while generally causing a ruckus and giving me a pain in the ass. So you can go in and see her, but I'll be with you the whole time. And he sort of like looks to the both of you, and he's like, "Where's the rest of your friends?"
They're climbing a tree.
I don't think he speaks right. I don't think the big guy would be very happy with that, and I wouldn't be either.
I'm just kidding, sir. Just kidding, sir. They're exploring the city.
Roll a perception check, both of you.
I have 23.
23. He's got a very obvious amulet of Kinnereth around his neck. And his demeanor instantly shifted when you said that you were going to be going down, they were going to be climbing that tree. And he goes, "Well, come on if you're coming." And he sort of like, ushers you along with his hand as you follow him behind him. You head down and towards into the dungeon. And as you immediately come through the door, there's like a big iron gate that's closed, and there's a guard sitting there right at the entrance to that, in a chair right next to it. And he's going, "Oh, you're right. What's up, Cord?" And he goes, "Oh, visitors for the Khajiit." The guy just next to the metal gate opens it up, unlocks the gate, and Cord leads the way, and you follow in behind him. He takes you down a further flight of stairs, and then to the right, and leads you past a couple of prison cells until you get to one prison cell, and it's got the female Khajiit in behind the the female Khajiit, and she's just in behind the prison bars at the moment.
I want to ask the guard, how much is her bounty?
10 gold.
Oh. Why don't we make this easier, and I'll just pay the bounty, and she can come with me.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, well, once you pay the bounty, she's free to go. But I'll go and get the ledger. If you're paying the bounty, she's right there. And he turns around and he walks away. As you come up to the video, you see Anuzara, she's got her back to you, and she seems to be sort of like doing some martial forms, and seems to be moving her arms and from the right hand side of her body to the left hand side of her body in sort of like in a very slow, controlled dance. The hands changing and moving. And sometimes as she lifts the paws up and the claws come out at the tops of her fingers, and then she retracts them again, and then she puts it down and then kneels down and gets back up, and she turns around and she goes, what do you want?
I thought maybe you might be interested in getting out of here and heading back to Fort Dawn Guard with me.
Well, that would have been very nice yesterday, but without what I need, I am not going anywhere.
Well, do you want to stay in here?
Yes. I will not be in here long, and once I am free, I can... I do not know. She seems a little bit... She starts rubbing her temples, and then across her forehead with two fingers. She goes, I had it in my hands, and you had it, and then those two monsters came.
There wasn't much we could do. We were right in the middle of town in broad daylight.
With two companions chasing after this. The big one I could probably get away from, but that beast, she is something different. I tried to tell them at the fort, and none of them would listen. None of your business in Northern. Leave it alone in Northern. But I know there are filthy worshippers of that demon, and I will expose them, and we will.
What was your mission here? Were you sent here by Isran to...
I was not sent here. I was here looking. I was sent to hunt out dangers to humans, and danger to worshippers are dangerous. She goes, I just need a distraction. I just need you. You had your friends. Those what you call it, humans. They were. You could get them to maybe cause a distraction. Tomorrow, I can sneak in and be able to take what I need, get the proof to prove that they are filthy Daedra worshippers. She goes, I can do it. I got caught yesterday. I'm surely no Zan Rendar, but I'm sure with your help I can get in and prove that I can get in. Please help me.
I'll help you.
That will end tonight's episode. So,
right.
Everybody, thank you for joining us.
All right, very nice.
Skyrim 10 AD. Episode 34, I believe. We went a little bit long, but we've had a new recording setup and new meeting things, and everything's going wrong, and but everything was so good, so we just wanted to keep on. Well, I just wanted to keep on going. Everybody's been screaming out, we need to end soon, we need to go home soon, we have lives. Well, I don't. Fuck you. So, but yeah, so Enuzara enlisting the aid of Eris to try and get his new friends to help him get in and steal something from the companions, claiming that she is good enough to do it. She's no Zanrenda, but with their help, they can get in. I think you guys might have heard that name before.
Perhaps.
Skyrim 1080 would like to thank Tabletop Audio for the use of their music in this podcast. If you would like to find more music like this, just go to tabletopaudio.com for more information. Thank you.
Thank you for downloading this edition of Skyrim 10AD. Email the show at skyrim10ad@gmail.com. For more information, please visit asapodcasting.com, where you will find a Skyrim Addict podcast, the Fallout feed, and our Amazon link, which benefits the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Find our social media in the show notes. Thanks for listening.